information.
So we showed you this video of Tiffany Eaton, a first-year Detroit teacher. Well, she jumped in to stop the fight. As you can see, she grabbed what looks like a broom to aid her when she jumped in here to protect the students from beating each other. So how did the school board respond? Perhaps with a medal? Maybe special recognition? Take a look.
This vicious fight went down inside a Pershing High School classroom last Friday. Two students pounding on each other. And when the two go to the floor, it looks like one student is going to inflict serious damage on the other. That's when 31-year-old first-year Pershing teacher Tiffany Eaton smacks one of the students on the back with a broom handle, desperately trying to stop the fight. For her actions with that broom, Eaton was fired.
My daughter is every bit of 5'2", and her reaction was just in the best interest of the student.
Now she ain't got no job, and she was a good teacher.
Instead, teachers are to call security on a two-way radio, but Davis indicates Eaton's radio wasn't working.
She got fired? Fired? Back with my dream team, the teacher from Detroit, Tiffany Eaton, says her radio wasn't working, so she couldn't call security to get any help. And that's what they do as a result of this, Mike?
I think it's ridiculous. You heard her father. She's 5'2". You saw them when he took him to the ground. It was a ground, ground and pound. And so she was probably saving that kid's life.
Now, I got to ask you, all right? I got to ask you, John. You look at this, right? They're brawling and they're going at it. I mean, what is a teacher to do, John Phillips?
That's the problem. And I have actually brought cases against school boards in similar situations because they're supposed to have some degree of security and protect students. You know, the broom handle was a little bit much. She shouldn't have lost her job. She was trying to do the right thing. But, what do you do spur of the moment?
Exactly. And Mike, is this what we've come to, a society where we not only have to teach math, we don't teach science, right? Any of that, biology, chemistry, we have to teach physical combat?
Hey, you might have to give personal defense training to teachers now. We did it with flight attendants after 9/11 to take care of disruptive passengers on board aircraft. So maybe we're going to have to do it to teachers or more school safety officers.
We absolutely may. So the teacher involved in the other student confrontation, well, that teacher is out on a pre-scheduled medical procedure. But I understand that he's too scared to come back to work. Who can blame him? Dream team, thinking about that, all right? Now, this teacher, little different, right? Not with the broom, but he's in the middle of it, and he's trying to, break this up. What do you do in an instance like that? I mean, look, John Phillips, you're in the school, you're trying to keep decorum and everything else, and your first obligation, of course, is to teach your students. But when mayhem like this breaks out, John, what is expected of you as a teacher?
As a teacher, getting underpaid as they are, just get out of the way. You have no obligation to put yourself in harm's way. But when you do, what happens is the school board gets exposed, because then it's adult on teacher, even though the teacher was trying to do the right thing.
Absolutely.
And what I'm worried about is, how much we deal with gun violence and some of the laws where the teachers are starting to be able to bring in guns.
Exactly.
And,
so
oh my God, here we go.
Yeah. That's right, Mike. So does that escalate to what John's saying? I mean, have we reached a point we should arm our teachers? And they should take out weapons and say, stop, don't move?
Well, number one, you meet certain violence with certain violence. Something like this, just like John said, if you can't think you can handle it, just back off. But if one student hit the other student and seriously injured that student, then the parents of that student will come after the school board saying, there was a teacher there, teacher should have taken some action.
There's going to be a lawsuit either way.
Absolutely.
Mike and John, look at this. Of course, John Phillips brings up the lawsuit. Yeah. Look at the thought stream. Look at what people are saying about this. I think this one's interesting. Training teachers to break up fights. Maybe they should train parents to parent. I have shoved those two girls out windows. I don't think we want to do that. Okay.
Hey.
And behave, Mike, behave. So now this from Miss J. No need to have another class for teachers. Parents need to do better at home with their children.
Two for
on the
better
case.
parents.
Absolutely. And what we're seeing too is, and I have a case where they're videotaping and putting these fights up on YouTube because they become these sensational warriors. We're over the top with me and social media.
That's crazy. And take a look at these. Problem is you want to stop it because someone can get very hurt. Right. I like the broom lady, and she's fired. The broom lady's no more.
Right.
What does Danny have to say? I think the second teacher video did try. I give him props. And we should give him props. He got in the middle. He did what he needed to do. What is Deborah saying? Teachers are both in the right Imagine the uproar if they stood by and did nothing. And that's the other point, right? Mike, you stand by, you do nothing. Now we're saying, well, the teacher should have took action.
Yeah, and that's what John was just saying. No, either way, there's going to be a lawsuit probably because you live in such a litigious society, and you damn lawyers.
Call me. It's up to John Phillips to do the lawsuit.
KnowTheLawyer.com.
Mike, don't encourage him. All right, thank you, Dream Team. Well, did you ever give a bad review when you buy something online? One guy did, speaking of lawsuits, and now what? He's getting sued.
Imagine that.
So does the seller have a case? Our Dream Team remains with us and weighs in. And a judge holds a parent in contempt of caps. Why he ordered, that judge did, the dad to stop emailing his kids in capital letters. That's coming up.